From the studio that finally learned how to make Pixar movies.
I watch Screen Junkies all the
Video
time.
for Let It Go. Frozen. Meet Elsa, a manic depressive princess with a confusing set of powers.
Yes.
Like
Slay Elsa.
classic, dressmaking,
Okay, seriously, like, how does she make a dress?
creating life.
I think so.
They kind of gloss over that one.
I want to rewatch it now.
With her adorable sister Anna, who spends 3 years of her adult life shut inside a castle, even though she could leave at any time.
That's true! Oh my gosh!
Watch Anna save the day by teaming up with her sister, a merchant, a hot guy, and a snowman to defeat villains like her sister, a merchant, a hot guy, and a snowman. Frozen.
Oh, that was so awesome.
Based on the terrible books comes a movie adaptation for teenage girls who aren't smart enough for the Hunger Games. A film that teaches
Shots fired.
that the only thing that matters is finding a man. 100-year-old man. But don't worry, it's not pedophilia because he looks 17. Together, they will have the romance of a lifetime, expressed entirely in stares.
I never really realized that. They kind of just stare at each other like the whole entire movie.
And even more stares.
I love this because it's so true!
I really don't like this movie.
I never noticed how much they do that. They just stare at each other. This is fantastic! Oh my gosh!
This is so smart.
A film that conditioned a generation of girls to think that love is keeping tabs on each other every waking moment.
Did you follow me?
I feel protective of you. I like watching you sleep.
Do you do that? Okay, that was a creepy thing.
I know this looks creepy, but it's really romantic in the movie. I promise. Twilight. It's just a metaphor for abstinence. Seriously, look it up.
Oh goodness, that's great.
From Joss Whedon, god of the nerds, comes the movie blockbuster, The Avengers.
No, don't make fun of the
The
Avengers.
2-hour geek fantasy that blinds all nerds from admitting any legitimate criticism.
That's true!
To assemble the heroes from Marvel's greatest franchises, except Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and X-Men. Suit up with Iron Man, everyone's favorite secondary Marvel character who must redeem himself from the god-awful Iron Man 2.
Oh.
Captain America, no one's favorite character.
But he's
who
hot,
just
though.
kinda
He's
has
so
to be.
kawaii.
And the Incredible Hulk, who, for the sake of the plot, can now suddenly control his rage
I'm always angry.
without any explanation.
Right?
Which doesn't matter, cause that shot was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie.
Excitement
I need you to get to that engine control panel.
of Iron Man repairing a spaceship for 20 minutes. The explosion that instantly kills every alien, conveniently tying up all loose ends. Battles so action-packed,
Stark, got a lot of spray stuff in your tail.
you won't even ask yourself, how are they even all talking to each other without earpieces?
I never even noticed that. They're just really good at yelling at each other.
When I'm watching movies, this is what I do. I'm like, how the hell are they talking to each other? They're all the way across the country.
You know, that makes the movie 10 times better, I'm not gonna lie. You're watching the movie, you're not thinking that, but then you look at this, you're like, it's true. It's true.
So do you like this concept of honest movie trailers?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I totally watch more.
This is fantastic, because this is what real trailers should be, because then you could really decide if you want to see the movie or not.
He just points out things that you would like never, ever think of, and you're just like, wow, I'm dumb.
Is there anything that you feel they called out that was unfair?
Not really.
Nothing was really unfair. Like, and some of them were just exaggerated, like the staring contest.
I love Twilight and I love Frozen, but I mean, what they're saying is really true. You can still love a movie and think there are some kind of dumb parts. They said nobody likes Captain America, but I like Captain America.
Everyone likes him, man. Like, there's an entire, there's 100 Tumblr things, blogs just dedicated to his butt.
Why would a show like this be so popular?
Because it's funny.
People love to just point out little things that are incorrect in everything.
All those people who like nitpick everything, they love these things. And like, even I who don't do that can really like find it funny.
First, they have the basis of like a really popular movie. Like the Twilight series was popular for God knows how long. So they automatically have a basis of fans that have like gone to see it. So they have that massive audience.
If the movie industry was forced to make trailers like this to tell you all the plot holes that their movie has, what would happen to the movie business?
We'd have better movies.
The film industry would go into the
If it's honest and it's showing all like, let's say the crappy parts, most movies will probably get like nowhere.
It would probably go down, but then there's always gonna be those people who like, oh, this is gonna be so bad, let me go see it.
I would've went opening day if I would've seen these.
I'd probably still see it because I wanted to be able to point out the things that they're saying is like, I see what they did there.
Honestly, if they give me like the stupidest trailer ever, I would still see it because I need to decide it for myself.
Another big part of the show is that same narrator every time. What do you think of his voice?
He has a beautiful voice.
Pretty legit. Too legit to quit.
Now, if I had a voice like that, I'd be narrating my whole life.
He's making fun of the action-packed movie voice.
What do you imagine he looks like based on his voice?
I have no idea.
Maybe kind of big. Usually bigger guys have like those deep voices.
I just imagine like tall, like so tall you can't even see his face.
Almost like Elvis for some reason. I'm getting like an Elvis look.
When I hear a deep voice, I generally think black guy.
Just stereotypical like white guy. If you ever think of like, man, that guy's like a white guy, like just that.
Well, here he is, the voice of Honest Trailers.
Oh!
What? No way.
Not what I was expecting.
Not at all what I pictured.
It doesn't go together.
So finally, what movie or TV show would you like Honest Trailers to do next?
I guess for X-Men, Days of Future Past would be cool.
Godzilla would be a good one.
I'd like to see The Fault in Our Stars.
The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh, The Fault in Our Stars.
Probably The Walking Dead. That'd be interesting.
They've done it.
Oh, really? Alright, I gotta watch it then.
Thanks for watching this episode of Teens React.
If you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe!
We'll see you next time on Teens React. Goodbye.